Onward to more liberation. These are definitely going by a lot quicker, so I might do a second one tonight before I switch over to Darkest Dungeon. Just because they're going through them a lot quicker now. So much snow. Tizo or Gilman? Can I not? Guess I can't. Oh, I have like a dash too. That's fine. Didn't even notice that. Let's give it to Tizo. More likely to use him. You make landing upon Mount Aladil, where Volfred pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs at his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I now wear the raiments once again. This means that I myself may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the scribes. Know, however, that it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to our plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a surer footing in their path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter, and I wanted you to know. I shall of course defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust that all of us, yourself included, shall find freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Tizo visit the monument of Goliathan, here in Emperor's Fall. Please tell great-grandfather I said hello, old friend. I hope you are all right among the stars. You must know why the stars are fading out, because none of us do, and some of us, I think, are beginning to feel afraid. Please grant us courage to press on. Soon he has finished paying his respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Goliathan has shown you favor. You soon shall ascend the mountain, through there is now time to pursue your vocations. +2 hope. Guess the crone might level up. I don't know. How are we doing on money? Can I see my money from here? I can. 14. Kinda low on cash. It's just forage, so we can get more money for more upgrades, perhaps. Enlightenment. Let's just go for straight money. 82. Alright, pretty good. Pamitha Ruby. The thing is, you can't send people back until you've leveled them up enough. It literally won't let me choose him unless he has enough experience. En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument to Sklorian, and Pamitha happens to take notice. I have to hand it to you, Pamitha. You have a real gift for getting yourself into one bad situation after another. Now here you are, praying to the dead to bring the stars back. Is that it? Maybe you'll get out of here this time. Things might even be worse back home. Soon she has finished paying her respects. Are you prepared to continue? It's prepared to continue your ascent. You sense that Sklorian has shown her favor. Presence. Okay. You and your fellow exiles gather at the foot of Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone where stands the Gate Guardian. Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the scribes. The Gate Guardian laughs at this, softly for some reason. And you, Tariq, do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. It is no matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you come forth and state what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You all pass through as before. When Volfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You, I see you wear the remnants once again. Explain. The cycles of the rites is ending. Well, I do not know exactly why. I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. I remember well this contemporary whom you mean. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I wear the remnants once again, in case that it may help to right this wrong. For I am Volfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side. Getting really tongue twisted tonight. These big words are finally taking their toll on me. Now I'm messing up the little ones. And bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Volfred's words for a moment. I see then. Move along. The Guardian of Scribe's Gate regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Celeste. What is it, Tariq? The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it. I think you would agree. In equal measure has it drawn us close as separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then no, I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate, no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the scribes themselves admonish me until tomorrow night, Celeste. Damn. Calling you out, scribes. What you gonna do? Having reached the peak of Mount Edalil again, you see the vastness of the downslide all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Hedwyn did the last time. Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on up here with all them stars acting all real weird and stuff. But let me tell you something here. You ain't gonna find a better deal on this stuff from anybody. I mean anybody in the downside. You can trust me when I tell you that, okay? So go ahead, stock up. Give me upgrades. Thank you. Oh, hello. Permanently grants +1 hope. Next time. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks, Ron. Volfred looks up as you approach and smiles. I never thought that I would say such things, my boy, but it is good to wear the remnants in the ice once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we are a very different beast than the triumvirate which took me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a triumvirate of exactly 3, well, 4 with Tizo, who proved to be an exception, though historically the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned my predecessor Brayton, and my former companions Arissa and Orlek. Perhaps, naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt, but seeing as our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there is more you wish to learn of them. Let's ask about Arissa. You ask about Arissa, who you understand betrayed Orlek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my boy, but I suppose you ought to know something of Arissa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely on her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Arissa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. She was the heinous of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He had fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cool and detached. It was Orisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day, it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Orisa was always intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the High Wing remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defenses of the Commonwealth, and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Oralek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think that it was simply evil, nor do I think that it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. For years, I must admit I hated her, but now, my only hope is that she found a peace untenable during her relatively short life in the downside and the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Orisa offers some perspective yet to those of us who have not made the same mistakes. Now then, was there something else? Oh god, so much dialogue. Let me get a drink real quick before my mouth starts to dry out. You inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Volfred first joined the Nightwings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now, though, for that matter, my boy. So do you. He studies your reaction for a moment, then. Brighton was born wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Orisa and Oralek, who found in me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Oralek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me I soon would hear from him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book, which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Volfred looks at you as if to see if you yet take his meaning. You see, my boy, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, and a new responsibility to the triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time, whenever the stars align, it's his. Oh, so he's the asshole. Now we know. He is no longer Brighton, he is now none other than the Archjustice Androboles the Ninth himself. What a fucking title. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their own triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and raiments simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public pasts are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the traditions of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows, deep down, that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exiles such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's the path you'd wanted to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? You ask what Oralek was like when he and Volfred first became acquainted. Volfred remained silent for some time. I was very, very sick, you know, when I first landed in the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Oralek who found me. He could not have known my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you, a gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as Oralek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart for a yearning for an end to all the bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the High Wing remnants. It must have gone about how you would expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long he grew to be one of the finest ray conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his first companions, whose roles in the Triumvirate were later filled by Orisa and me. In time, Aurelek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it, so that, with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. Volfred breathes a heavy sigh. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I could not bear to think that he was gone, and now I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan, not by Aurelek or anyone. As I have said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Aurelek, he wants his freedom still, although I wonder if he still remembers why. Anyway, was there something else, my boy? Nope, no more dialogue. Whew. You bid Volfred a good afternoon and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have to go. Once more you have gained the fall of Selim, where one among you may go free. But first, you shall have to prevail against the Pyre hearts in the liberation rite. Reader, your companions are gathered there under the fall. They shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turn even faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause a bit of a stir out there, and word has reached high places that the rites are ending. This is our chance, though let us not despair should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my boy. It's time.
Biolantheus. Endrigar the Widow.
Yeah, let's just go with that one. No more bitching out.
Once more, the Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the liberation rite.
Shut
Even
up,
as
Brighton.
the stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader. This glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon your watch. I trust the Pyre hearts, your adversaries, shall not throw away this chance. Choose now who may go free, should they unfortunately fail.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the pyre hearts, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Sir Deluge tentatively slithers forward and starts to struggle with his mask. This knight is called Sir Deluge. He is among the most decorated knights of the Sea Dominion, having survived many, many battles. Record well these proceedings, for his valor shall soon become the stuff of legend, and probably some of your songs. Is it not so that you have fled from every battle in which you were expected to fight, Sir Deluge? Or have our messengers all been misled in this? Well, lies, spread no doubt by the detestable Nightwings. Their treachery is such that they dared steal one of our own triumvirate. It is for the triumvirates to decide who shall stand with them. If one of your Pyre hearts was taken in by the Nightwings, then ask yourself why your companion would have left. This knight knows why full well, because not all who hail from the Sea Dominions seem to know the meaning of honor. Now, Nightwings, for the grave injury which you have caused the Pyre hearts, we hereby challenge you. Know that this knight would strongly prefer a traditional duel to the death. Such a shame that bloodshed is against the rules. He somehow puts his mask back on. Pyre hearts, protect your liege at all costs. His liberty depends upon it, and if this knight is not getting out of here, then neither are you. Nightwings, your decision on whose behalf you shall conduct the deliberation right. Reader, I would ask you to choose wisely, but I am sure you know no other way. And you, prepare your song, Tariq. Of course, Celeste.
Whom do you intend to liberate?
And who can we send? Rookie, Tizo, Tamitha. I don't know how many we have left. Which kind of makes me want to send Tizo home. Just because, you know, we gotta get Tizo out of here, right? And Rookie's still pretty powerful, so. But at the same time, if I send Tizo home, I never get to test his suicide build that I'm working on. Like, Rookie's already max level. So maybe I send Rookie home instead. I don't know, Tizo's gonna go home, don't worry. We're gonna send Tizo home. Just not right away, I think. I think we'll send Rookie home this time, and then Tizo next time. Unless I get Gilman leveled up enough. So maybe I should send Tizo home. Alright, we're gonna send Tizo home. I've decided. Tizo seems stunned by your decision, though it is very grateful to you for it all the same.
Who shall be at his side?
You got a buff, didn't you? Yeah. This one's more for you than Reader Darling, and I suppose for him. Fucking worms. His reflect isn't very useful. We need something that can jump to block them. So Faye maybe? Faye or the crone? Let's go with the crone. Then we shall do what is within our power for that one.
It is done.
Look, just go easy on this knight, okay? Because he hasn't had it easy, and his fellow worm knights kind of want him out.
Commence.
Fucking worms. I jumped! Fuck you. A moment, Sir Deluge. Ah, what is it, you? This knight is trying to concentrate here. This knight is a burning question which he must ask of you, sir. What do you gain if you prevail here? You who fledged the siege of Spiral Sanctum, what would you do if you returned unto that land? Sir Deluge squirms in an uncomfortable looking way, but does not respond. You would be returned unto an even higher station on the front, you know, good Sir Deluge, where you might brave many more battles for the glory of the Commonwealth. Is that your wish? Shut up, Gilman. What would you know of it? This night, he shall survive whatever it takes, whether in the Sea Dominion, the Commonwealth, or in this blasted place. Now he is getting out of here. You could have survived too, but no, now we are enemies, and once this night is free, he make everybody in the Commonwealth aware of your great treachery. What? Why is it raining now? Ugh, just as this knight was beginning to think things could possibly get worse for him. Now our poor Pyre is getting soaked, although... Sir Deluge must have realized this disadvantage applies equally to you as it does to the Pyres. Henceforth your Pyres shall be gradually drained by the rainfall. Okay. Too slow for Tizo. Can't touch him.
There goes old Bertrude. Unacceptable. Perhaps you are unworthy. All for naught. Stand not in glory's path. Tizo takes the plunge. Your victory is at hand. The orb is loose.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? I jumped right in front of him.
The Pyre hearts proved their worth. It could have been you, Nightwings, but
I literally jumped right into him and he just went through me.
thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen the exile appointed
I
by the
hate
Pyre
the AI in
hearts
this game.
shall be free.
There's no like middle ground of difficulty either. They just They're either at max or they're
Return
just super
to
easy to shit all over.
glory in the Commonwealth, his adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Poor Tizo. I have to send this fucking idiot home. I don't even care. Wait. You can't do that, dumbass.
Godspeed, Sir Deluge. The 8 scribes are watching from afar. By their grace, may the cycle of the rites
I think it's the
keep turning
Titan stars,
for as
actually.
long as
Like, not even
possible.
the extra damage, that wasn't really relevant. I think if you put the Titan stars on, they just fucking buff the shit out of their AI. Because the only 2 times I've lost is when I had Titan stars on. And I'll still stand that I actually blocked that.
The scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours.
Back at the Black Wagon, after the outcome of the liberation raid against the Pyre Hearts. What a joke that was. We shall retire for the remainder of this cursed night. Although you did not succeed in liberating Tizo, there is some consolation. The rites shall continue, and before long you shall have another chance. Well, the problem is the point of view. Like, at the angle it's at, it's really hard to see what you're doing when you're up towards the top of the screen like that. We have but few such liberation rites remaining. Exactly how many I do not wish to speculate about as yet, until such as a time we can better say for certain. Like, to me, I'm pretty sure I was right under him when I jumped. Because, like, the AI always jumps. If you're in front of them, the AI always jumps to try and get it in, which is what I was trying to block. Under no circumstance would I suggest this ideal. However, it is opportunity enough that our plan may succeed, succeed. Although all of these setbacks I fear, Wilfred trails off and falls silent. Some of the others exchange looks. They are beginning to understand. With the rites soon ending and everything which Wilfred has sought, both his own for many years, and now with all of you, all of it may have been in vain. The hush spreads to others. But not to you. You then proceed to do something that none of them seem to expect. You raise your voice. Each of your fellow exiles turns to you, their expressions asking you a question with no easy answer. What are we going to do? As you meet Ruki's gaze, the words for the occasion begin to crystallize in your mind. You are searching to find the right words, as your fellow exiles are looking to you now. You have always chosen your words with care. After a brief period of reflection, you share one last sentiment with the group. And then you join the others in silence. Thus, do you remain together with your thoughts? No one speaks for a time, but then... the struggle you describe, O Master Reader, it has been glorious indeed. Wherever you shall lead, this night shall follow, without stopping once even to think. You truly believe that the Commonwealth can change its ways, then, Reader darling. I suppose that I may yet come to believe it too. Thou wouldst dare to change this ancient world, Reading One, and yet thy words are tinged with certain truths. May long the stars remain a light for you, Reader Sir. All the while, Volford remains watching you intently. Then his expression softens and he smiles. You're right, of course, my boy. We are the Nightwings. It is precisely as you said. The only failure is to stray from the path. Lead us then, Reader, to the end of our quest and the dawn of the new age for all our kin. Everyone, for the Nightwings. Everyone responds in kind. They stand with you no matter what. They await the outcome of your vision of the stars, which burned with renewed fury because now the last rites beckon. The stars above now burn with what appears a desperate fury, many more of them than usual. The stars of the scribes, they shine together, now as one. The lone minstrel draws breath, as though surprised by what he sees. He backs away and averts his eyes. This is another sign the rites are soon to cease. Few chances yet remain to confront the adversaries you have met during your journey. So we pretty much get a choice of whoever we want now. I think I fought everybody twice now, at least. Like, this is not everybody. Sure, let's fight the fate again. Where'd they go? Wait, we didn't even take like a downtime this time. Let's just right into it, I guess. Your next adversaries are to be the Fate, headed by Delbert Oldheart and his son. They show unyielding respect to a tradition which shows them no such love. He then shares with you what details he attained of your next adversaries. Delbert Oldheart, an adversary who showed you respect and even generosity. Despite his advanced age, he also made for a formidable opponent, he and his son. He and the so-called Elmer the Helpless, ever present at his father's side, he was abandoned as an infant before Delbert found him and raised him as his own. Delbert taught his son everything he knew of his cultural heritage as an ancestor of one of the Alpha Chiefs, thought to be descended from Yummer Manymane himself. However, his more vocal attempts to preserve old Kerr traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears, or even roused the anger of the officials. One day, he insisted on celebrating Fang Song, an old Kerr holiday, against the wishes of his family. His family's caution was well founded in this case, as he was taken into custody. As for Elmer, as his father was led away, he put up enough of a fight to where he wound up sharing his father's cell, and soon enough, his sentence. In the downside, their faith brought them in contact with a pack of spiritual curs residing in Yomer Valley. In time, they became acquainted with the rites and helped to revitalize the long-struggling triumvirate known as the Fate. They have since struggled on, at times flirting with freedom, though seldom getting within striking distance. yet still they long to find a way to return to their ancestral home and family. Should they succeed in all of this, only one of them would be returned. They must know that by now. Either way, you shall see them again soon. Please rest yourself for now while the dark of night remains. You bid the lone minstrel a good evening. It is too late to take flight, so you make plans to rise at dawn and continue your travels.